Hello, dear students. This is your chapter number 5 to the memory of a lion. Let's start with the chapter. Tanaji Malusare was Shivaji's childhood friend and companion at arms. He was very brave and daring. Shivaji proudly called him Simha or lion. In this story, Tanaji is at home in Umratha preparing for his son's wedding. One morning, a messenger arrives from Raigad with an urgent message from the king. He wants Tanaji to come to Raigad at once. Tanaji asks his wife to postpone the wedding and sets off immediately. In this story, what is that Tanaji Malusare was Shivaji's childhood friend and also a soldier who fought in the army with him, and he was very brave and daring. Who that Tanaji, and Shivaji proudly called Tanaji Simha or lion. And in this story, Tanaji is preparing for his son's wedding at home in Umratha. And one morning, then a messenger arrives from Raigad with an urgent message from the king that he wants Tanaji to come at Raigad. And then Tanaji asked his wife to postpone the wedding, and then immediately just sets off or just go there. Now, Tanaji rode fast to reach Raigad fort, leading an army of horsemen. When he had reached the fort, he walked straight into Shivaji's room and found him sitting deep in thought. Raj, I am here at your service, said Tanaji, bowing. Now Tanaji rode to reach Raigad fort because that urgent message come from Raigad, and then he just went there and with a leading army with a horseman. And when he had reached the fort, he just directly go into the Shivaji's room and found him that he is sitting deep in thought. And then he said with a bowing or with a just head down and said that, Raja, I'm here at your service. Oh, my Simha has come, exclaimed Shivaji. Then Shivaji said, Oh, my dear Simha, you has come. Then he embarrassed Tanaji and said, Come, sit down. We have a difficult assignment. Now, Shivaji said, Yes, please come here and sit down. We have a difficult assignment. Ma Sahib feels that the other forts are not safe so long as we do not recapture Kondana fort. The queen mother, that is Shivaji's mother, feel that other forts are not very much safe, and for the safety of that other forts we have to recapture, or we have to just take it, the Kondona fort. Then Uday Singh Rathod is in command of the Mughal force, and who at that time, that who is under that taking care of Kondana fort, or who is the king of Kondana there, Uday Singh Rathod, who is the commander of the Mughal forces. His men are guarding the three gates. His sons are also with him, and all of them are very brave fighters. There is also the killer elephant named Chandravati, and she is a force by herself. It means she is so powerful and strong that only she can handle a small army, or a just army that alone. I have thought and thought, but can't find a way of capturing the fort. And from so many days, Shivaji said that I'm just thinking more and more about how to recapture the fort, but I can't find any kind of solution. You are here, the one who may be able to find a way. That's why I call you, that you are the only one who find a way that how we capture the fort. The lines deepened on Tanaji's brow, and then he spoke. I have a plan. The fort is guarded only on three sides. Then he said that I have a plan, Shivaji or the Raja, that the fort guarded is only on three sides. The one side is remains empty. So we will try enter from the west. That is the fourth side. Then what? Shivaji sprang up. That suddenly Shivaji said that what? Enter from the west? You are not planning to climb the wall. It is impossible. And from that side there was a big wall. Then Shivaji said, no, it's not the right plan, because I think so that you are not planning, that you are planning to climb that wall. That is a very huge and big wall, and that is completely impossible. Then Tanaji said, no, Raja, it is not the way I plan to do it. No, it is not the plan that I made it. He then explained his plan to Shivaji in detail, and after that, he explained that Tanaji explained Shivaji the whole plan. Then Shivaji said, it is a very daring plan, and we have to take care, or we have to proper take care, and it will be difficult to pull it off successfully, and it is very difficult to just reach at that point. Then everything depends on just one thing. Yes, it is difficult, Raja, but not impossible. Yes, it is difficult, but not impossible. We will prepare well and we will succeed. That we will prepare well. We just prepare for that fight, and we'll just prepare for the army and everything, prepare well, and then will be definitely succeed, Tanaji said in a confident manner. Very well, go ahead with your preparations. And then Shivaji said, okay, if the things are good and we prepare well, and if you think that it is good, then okay, go preparations. Then Tanaji bowed to Shivaji and left. That is a thing that usually at the time of the kingdoms or the kings, that when any person will come and meet to the king, that he bow down and left, then again he bow down. So that is the common thing. He called Suryaji and some of his friends who were waiting in the next room. Then Tanaji called Suryaji and some of his friends, and then they all waiting in the next room for the plan discussion. He then told them of the plan, and then we begin preparing at once. Drill the soldiers, perfect them in the use of arms, but don't tell them for what. Now the plan is what? That just drill the soldier. It means that the soldiers learn to fight, or that they can effectively do the, or just do show their great skill in the battle, and just trained them perfectly, and also tell them that how to use arms or the weapons. But the most important thing is, don't tell them why we are doing this, why there is so that why there is a training of this. We have to take the enemy by surprise, that we have to go, or we have to take the enemy by surprise. It means no need to tell the soldiers that what we are training for. We have to take the enemies by surprise. Then soon everything was ready. Tanaji called his friends and announced, tonight we attack. Now Tanaji called all the soldiers and the friends and announced that tonight is the day, that is the night we want, that we are going to attack. It is a moonless night. Moonless night means there's no moon and nothing will be visible. It is completely all dark. All of you must be absolutely silent as you approach Kondana Fort. And most important thing is, just keep in mind that you have to be remain silent as we approach the Kondana Fort. I will take the iguana, and I will take the iguana. And now what is the iguana? Here iguana means a large grayish green lizard that usually found the United States and Mexico. Here in the on the next page a picture you can see also that a large lizard, grayish green lizard. And then Tanaji said, I will take the iguana, that name Yashwanti. With her help, we will scale the wall. Now, the plan is what? With her help, that with the help of Yashwanti, we will climb the wall. Then he turned to Suryaji. You must take the rest of the men and wait at Kalyan Gate, and half of the soldiers, and you have to wait with the Suryaji, that you have to wait with the other man and wait at the Kalyan Gate, and then we will throw it open for you. And once we just climb on the wall, and then we'll just open the gate for you, and then you entered with the gate. Last minute preparations over, they marched the fourth as quietly as shadows, and then they just start to begin and just ready for the attack. In a short while, they reached the foot of the wall. Now, after some time, just reached the foot of the wall. And then Tanaji tied a rope to Yashwanti's neck when they reached the foot of the wall, and then the Tanaji tied a rope on the Yashwanti's neck, and then he threw her up hard so she could catch hold of the wall. Now the plan is what? That they have to tie the rope into the Yashwanti's neck and threw up so hard so that she can hold the wall, and by that force all the soldiers and Tanaji also climb up on the wall. And with the iguanas lost her, but the iguana lost her grip and slithered down. Now the first time when they just threw up hard, but the iguana lost her grip and slithered down, it means just slipped down, or because a wall is there and slippery surface is there, so she slipped down. Oh, it's a sign of bad luck, exclaimed one of the soldiers. Now that on the that one of the soldiers said, "Lo, it's a sign of a bad luck, because first time he threw up so hard, but she lost her grip and slithered down." Tanaji wheeled round and hissed. Then Tanaji suddenly just turned around and said, "Who said that? There is no place for superstitions in a soldier's life." That who said these words? And there is no place for superstition means misbelief that is not based on a reason, and but on a old ideas or the magic about that there is no superstition in a soldier's life. He must have only faith in himself. That a soldier have faith in himself always. Tanaji once again hurled the iguana up with a greater force. Now again he threw up so hard. This time Yashwanti gripped the top of the fort wall, and Tanaji breathed a sign of relief. Then hand me the bag containing the ropes. Now Tanaji said, given the bag that is containing the ropes, a soldier gave it to him and he slung it on his back. And first, who climbed up on the wall with the help of a Yashwanti? That Tanaji himself, and with a bag in the bag there are so many ropes are there. I will go up first and tie the ropes to the top of the wall and let them down. That why he went first, because after that I'll just on the top of the wall, when I reach on the top of the wall, and then I just tie the ropes to the wall and let them down, so you can everyone come or just come upon the wall. With the help of you can climb up all. Remember, not a sound, but the main thing is no need that there is no sound be there. Then Tanaji held the rope tight and climbed up and up till he reached the ramparts. After that, Tanaji held the rope tight and climbed up, and then he reached the ramparts. That means tall, solid walls built around a town or a castle to protect it. That's a boundary. Reached the boundary, and then the soldiers followed him. Within minutes, they were at the top. Tanaji whispered, there must be guards posted on the ramparts. Then just look at the proper care. Maybe on the boundary there must be a guards. take them by surprise and silence them, that kill them by surprise and then silence them. They should not be allowed to sound the alarm, and we have to take care that they not to be allowed to sound the alarm. Will get down and attack the soldiers inside the fort, and after clear all the ramparts, then we'll go down and attack the soldiers inside the fort. Now let's go. The men stormed the fort and overpowered the guards in no time, and by within no time all are just in the fort and overpowered the guards. The Mughal soldiers fought back furiously, and soon a hand-to-hand fight ensued. Now Mughal soldiers also fought back with a very aggressive manner and with a strong manner, and also then there is a hand-to-hand fight started. One of the Mughal soldiers quietly slipped out and rushed to inform Uday Singh. Now, within that area, one of the Mughal soldiers just slipped out, or just silently go from there, and rushed to inform Uday Singh what what he want to inform, that the Marathas have entered my fort. But how? Cried Uday Singh. Now Uday Singh said, but how? Then he sprang from his bed and hurried to the next room. And after hearing this, he sprang from his bed, get up from his bed and hurried, or just run to the next room. Wake up, my son. Tell the Mahoot to get Chandravati, and then tell the rider, a person who ride or control after a working of elephant, and who ride or control the Chandravati. Tell them that to get Chandravati, she'll crush the Marathas in no time. Then Uday Singh's sons joined in the battle, and the Mahoot sent Chandravati charging into the fray. The Marathas fought bravely. Among the first to perish were Uday Singh's three sons and the Chandravati, the elephant. The Tanaji went looking for Uday Singh. Uday Singh had by then heard of his son's death. He rushed outside shouting, Tanaji, you have a lot to answer for. You can't escape me. Then, after some moments, Uday Singh's sons also joined the battle, and also Mahoot sent Chandravati charging into the fray. It means running fearlessly into the battle. And Marathas fought also bravely. Among the first to perish were Uday Singh's three sons and the Chandravati, the elephant. And Tanaji went looking for Uday Singh. Uday Singh had by then heard of his son's death, but in the fight, he heard that one of his son's death. He rushed outside shouting that, Tanaji, you have to answer a lot. You can't escape me. That we will see, cried Tanaji, and Tanaji also said that we'll see. With drawn swords they closed in, and then now the swords they just down, or just held down, and then they closed in, or they stopped for a while. Both were brilliant swordsmen. The battle raged fiercely round them. The attackers had got the better of the defenders, and some of the Maratha soldiers had thrown open Kalyan gate. Now the battle is going on. Attackers are attacking, and the battle, and all defenders are also defending, and some of the Maratha soldier had thrown open Kalyan gate, where Tanaji, where Suryaji wait for the rest of the soldiers. Tanaji and Uday Singh were now locked in a life and death struggle. Both were tired and bleeding profusely. It means that the large amount of blood is just to flow on, and Uday Singh wounded Tanaji so severely that Tanaji stumbled and fell. Now Uday Singh wounded Tanaji, and Tanaji just fell on the ground. Then quite unexpectedly, Tanaji also sprang up and inflicted a mortal wound on a triumphant Uday Singh. Then suddenly Tanaji also just give a bad injury, and that is almost certainly lead to death, and feel like a proud and happy moment, and feel like that is a victory. Then he fell dead. Then Tanaji too collapsed and died. Now both the brave leaders died, and suddenly fell down and died. All was quiet when Suryaji entered the fort. Now From the Kalyan gate, Suraji, when entered the fort, he looked around for Tanaji and finally found him lying in a pool of blood. And then he just looked around and then he saw that Tanaji lying there and in a pool of blood, that is so much blood loss. He knelt to feel his pulse and then he sat down and feel his pulse, but it almost that he already died. He looked in grief and anger at his dead friend. We must complete your task. And then he said that we have to complete your task, he muttered. Drawing his sword, the Marathas, led by Suryaji, fought bravely, and after a brief struggle, they won the battle. Kondana fort was once again in their hands. Suryaji returned to Raigad fort to inform Shivaji of their victory, but he was anxiously waiting for them. Raja, the fort is taken, said Suryaji.